Hello my little freaky neeks, thank you for coming back to my channel for yet another video. We are going to be creating this look today. So hopefully you follow along and you get some tricks, ideas, and you get some pointers so you can go ahead and do your makeup just like this. And you can have a nice blue face to go to the grocery store or to go ahead and go down the street, sell some candy apples, you know. Alright, so I'm also going to be like talking throughout the video with you guys. I'm not going to be doing any voiceovers because I feel like it's a little bit kind of confusing when I'm trying to explain something while I'm applying it. I mean, it seems like the same way. I mean, I'm talking while I'm putting it on. I mean, now I was like multitasking with applying the eyeshadow and speaking in the same time because I'm personally not used to that. I'm used to just applying my makeup with music playing, singing along, or not so focused on trying to explain what I'm doing. I mean, sometimes, once in a while, like, I'll have, like, a friend or a relative or somebody be like, hey, well, what are you doing? Can you teach me? Or so on and so forth. Or they're just staring at me while I'm doing my makeup, so I'm kind of, like, explaining a little bit. Because usually, midway while I'm doing my makeup, as if you guys can see, I have, like, forehead eyeshadow all the way up to, you know, my hairline or whatever. And in the beginning process or in the middle process of my makeup, it looks a little silly. So sometimes they're like, well, what are you doing? And what is this for? And why do you do this? And doing a little bit of that is different than creating an entire face and explaining on what I'm doing while I'm creating it. It's a little overwhelming because in the same time I'm creating this face, I'm thinking about what I'm doing on camera, so it's all excuse me. So it's all like a thought process that's happening all at once of like, okay, let me explain what I'm doing when I don't really know what I'm doing yet. So it's a bit I mean, this is the ending result, and usually, like, I get a lovely result at the end of the day anyways, because I just like to create. Makeup is my zen. So, am I doing this correctly? You're going to want to go ahead and hydrate your skin. I'm going to be using the Anastasia hydrating oil. Squirt that over your face. With this look today, my skin's gonna need to be really hydrated. So make sure that you put on some type of hydration underneath, or moisturizer should I say, underneath all that skin, or on top of that skin should I say. So when you put on your foundations and everything that you put on, all the powders, that it sits very nicely, doesn't look cakey, chunky, or just horrible. So make sure your skin is nice and moisturized before you go ahead and set all that drying foundation. And even when they say a foundation, is hydrating, at the end of the day, the foundation is still going to be drying your skin. So make sure you moisturize. Put on anything that's going to make sure that your skin is nice and hydrated when you go ahead and put on the foundations, the powders, the bronzers, and all that up. And once your skin is nice and moisturized with all the moisturizers that you put on, or serums and toners and all that lovely stuff that you did to prep your skin before you go and actually beat the bitch, go ahead and get yourself a primer after you did all that. And I'm going to be using the OleHenriksen. But before I go ahead and prime my skin, I do want to go ahead and color correct areas that I don't... Actually, do I really need to color correct areas? I don't think so. Not with this look, I don't. So, scratch that. We're not going to color correct. We're just going to go ahead and prime that skin. I go ahead and do one. Actually, I do like 2 pumps, but I'm going to try 1 pump first just to see if that actually goes. Let me see if you can see that. See how that's going to cover the entire face. Usually I do 2 because I like to go over areas with the primer to make sure that it's nice and primed. I know you can also over prime your skin and it could just look horrible. So be careful of that as well. I know my skin and I know what it can handle before it starts looking a type of way. So if you are not very familiar and you are still amateured about putting on makeup and primers and finding what works with your skin, use what's, I guess, recommended, which is the 1 pump. Or, you know what, fuck it, it's your makeup. Put as much as you want on until you feel like it's enough. At least that's what I do. Look like a mess. Goddamn. So after you go ahead and put on your primer, you want to go ahead and find the foundation that you want to put on. And so we're going to be playing with the Anastasia foundation, of course. I really don't know why people say, I'm in the shade so-and-so, and I'm in the shade so-and-so, and these two, when everybody's skin color is completely different. So it's not like you're going to go and buy this color foundation that I'm wearing. If you do, I hope you're my skin color. Well, with that being said, let's go ahead and put that foundation on. But since I want to do a blue face today, I'm gonna go ahead, and I don't have a blue foundation, I'm gonna go ahead and like scrape off some of this Sephora blue, mix it with the foundation to kind of get the color that I want. Yeah, so let's go ahead and do that. And then go ahead and mix all that together. It's still not blue enough. It's a blue pigment. It doesn't turn your foundation blue. It just helps make it more of a cooler tone. I sometimes add it with a foundation that's a little too yellow for my skin, or for my liking, should I say. And it helps cool that color out and make it more of a neutral or a cool, depending on how much blue pigment that you put in. So I really like making my foundations because I never really can find a foundation to match me properly or look the way that I want it. So I kind of just, you know, make my own foundation, or of course, like everybody else, you know, you mix foundations to kind of create your own. Just add pigments so it could be the color that I want, or the foundation can turn out the way that I prefer it to be. And so it won't be like, you know, too crazy mixing foundations and the foundations just not being compatible with each other. Okay. You want to go ahead and make sure the color kind of looks like this. And can you see? Can you see? Yeah, it looks blue. It looks kind of teal, turquoise, green. I don't know, but it looks like a color that I want to put on my face. That's all that I care about. So as long as it's the color that you want, go ahead and find yourself a damn brush. Where is my brush? So I'm going to apply it with the A30 from Anastasia and see how that works. I've done this face before and I've done it with a beauty blender, but I want to, you know, try different looks with this sponge. I mean, this brush. This brush. So start applying. Kind of green. I'm like not happy with it, but it is what it is. I mean, I think I can deal with it. It doesn't look so bad. It just doesn't look like the color that I wanted to have originally. It kind of looks like a face mask that I've worn before. And to highlight the areas that need to be highlighted, I'm gonna go ahead and use white from CoverFX. I'm putting a little bit on the brush so it doesn't lift up the areas that I want it, because I really want it to be super light and pigmented with the light here underneath my eyes. I really want it to pop and look dramatically different. Obviously not like this, but I'm gonna go ahead and blend that out right now. Just making sure that this area is gonna be nice and highlighted to make sure that it actually looks different compared to the other part of the blue. So blend, blend, blend. Don't make it look non-blended. You want it to look very blended, because you want it to look beautiful. So go ahead and pat there for a little bit longer. Blend those areas. Should look something like this. I know it doesn't look so flattering right now, but hang in there. It'll look pretty lovely just in a minute. Actually, in about 2 hours. So you're gonna want to grab yourself some translucent. You can go ahead and use whoever you want, but I'm gonna be using the Anastasia translucent. Get yourself a fluffy brush. Tap off the excess and just tap everywhere all over your face. Don't blend, don't swipe, don't do any crazy movements like that. Just go ahead and tap. Keep patting that in, making sure everywhere where the foundation is, it's dry with the powder. So keep powdering that face. And if you feel like it's done, then tap off whatever you have on that brush and go ahead and tap everywhere so it makes sure that all that fallout from the extra powder falls. You don't need it. Alright, and you're going to want to go ahead and grab a little bit of your translucent again and place that underneath your eyes, because we're going to be stepping into eyeshadows just in a minute. So you're going to want to grab yourself a contouring brush or anything that you're going to sculpt your face with, and you can go ahead and go in with that same blue that you were using to crack all over your foundation, or you can use any other blue. You could use actually any color that you want, but I'm going to be using this blue. Tap off that excess and start sculpting your face. Alright, after you feel like you've contoured your face enough, you can go ahead and do your nose if you usually do. I do. So I'm finding a brush that I can go ahead and sculpt that nose with. I'm going to be using the A3 and go back into that blue that I used the whole entire time so far. I've mentioned in a past video that the best way to do it is find a shade that's a few shades, I want to say like 2 or 3 shades darker than your actual skin tone, and make sure that it doesn't have no shimmer or anything like that in it, because you don't want it to reflect. You want it to cast a shadow. So get something that has like a flat based color and just start practicing. Everybody's contour on their nose is going to be a lot different depending on what they prefer, what they like, how skinny they want their nose. And you kind of have to watch out, because you could get your nose on, but it could be like a little cricket, and you could be on a date with somebody and they could be like, hey, so you had your nose broken once before, and you kind of like have to lie and be like, yeah, I did, because you don't want to look like a fool that your nose is, your contour and your nose is cricket. So make sure you have that contour on your nose pretty straight, because you don't want to end up like that. We're going to go ahead and prime them balls on your face with this Anastasia primer. Prime the motherfucker. Conceal it. Make sure you put something there so that color can be nice and freaking bold as hell. On your eye, conceal it, make sure that there's some type of primer or concealer, or even use your foundation. Just don't set it. You want your eyeshadow to look very bold. I mean, unless you want like a soft look, like a very natural, I mean, there's a lot of people out there that like natural looks. So if you want that natural look, you can go ahead and set your eye with any like skin toned eyeshadow or beige, or you know, just any color that looks like a flesh tone, and you can go ahead and set it with that. So when you want to go ahead and put on your eyeshadows, it's very soft and not so bold. I personally, when I'm doing makeup on clients, I want the colors to be bold, even when it becomes like even when it's like a natural look, I like it to look lovely. Alright. Figure out a color that you want to play with for your eyeshadow. I'm gonna use pink, and I like pink and blue together for some reason. It looks like Trix yogurt and all this other fun colors that are pink and blue. So I got various colors of pink that I want to play with. I'm not gonna do much of a crazy eye because I mean I already have a blue face. So I do want to do like a pink smoky eye. And so I got a few colors here. For example, I got both Anastasia palettes, the Riviera palette and both the Alyssa Edwards palette. And then I got a MAC color and this like really pretty fuchsia pink from Makeup Forever, which I love this color. It works really, really good. So we're gonna see what we can kind of create with those colors. I mean, I'm probably just gonna do like a really quick smoky eye. I mean, I need a transition shade. 1 second. Alright, so I found my transition shade. I'm gonna be using this Dior, how do I do this? This Dior pink. I don't know what it is. It's just 001. 001. That's the best I can give you. Throw on that transition shade all over the area that I want to have that light pink. Actually, no, I lied. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and throw that bold color that I want to play with. I just don't know what fucking color I want to play with. Ugh. I think I'm going to do that Makeup Forever one. Hands down, this one's a lot more brighter than all the others. And I want my eyeshadow to pop. So we're gonna go ahead and pack on the Makeup Forever. Get yourself a brush. The A27. So go ahead and dab into that and pack it on. Gonna look something like this. You want to go ahead and blend that out. Yeah. So I'm going to be blending everything out with the A12. You can go ahead and grab any fluffy brush you have and blend that out. Just the edge. Just the edge. Just right here. Look. Just that area. Keep going over, back and forth, just to make that edge seamless and not so bold or sharp. Got me? Feel me? Keep on blending. Keep blending. See? Look, it's blended a little bit more compared to that side. You see the difference? Alright, that's looking better already. So if you guys are following along, good job. I'm sure you guys are getting the same results I am. Good job. Now go ahead and do it the same thing on the other side. I did just wipe the brush on a rag right now to take off any of that excess pink that I used from the opposite eye to make sure that it doesn't start adding color to this side. So I went and wiped it off and start blending. Because you don't want this side or this side to be a lot bolder than this side, or vice versa. You want them to be quite equal. All right, good job everybody. It should look something similar to this. All right, so next thing I want to put on is another layer, but a different color pink, because I realized that this pink is beautiful and all, but I want to add more color of a pink. So I'm stepping into that on Anastasia palette, obviously, but I'm going to be stepping into the Alyssa Edwards is what I really wanted to say, and put a little bit underneath. Really close to your lash line. By the way, I'm using the A24. It looks like this. Cool, cool, cool. Awesome. All right. I don't know if I want to smoke out the bottom or leave it like this. I'm smoking out the bottom. So grab yourself a fluffy brush, a clean fluffy brush. That looks pretty rad. I like that. But I want it to be a little bit more smoky on the bottom, so I'm stepping into that Dior, the very light pink, and gonna start adding that to the bottom. Alright, next, because I feel like it wasn't that bold of a color, I'm going to be throwing on that Makeup Forever a little bit on the bottom to bold up, brighten up, and make that bottom lash line stand out a lot more. Alright, now we're going to blow up that eyeshadow just a little bit more. I feel like it's too low. It's not as bold. My face looks more blue than it looks anything, and I am not liking that right now. I want it to be more bold, and I want it to look stunning, and this isn't stunning. This isn't even a shock factor. This just looks kind of boring. So what right now I'm getting into that Dior 001. I don't know what to fucking call it. 001. It's trying to make it sound cool, I guess. But I don't want to say 001. So I mean, it's either that or F271510. And I'm not down to fucking say all that. And it doesn't even say any like a specific color. The reason why I have this random color is because when I was working at Sephora, I got gratis and I got to pick this out, and I loved this, and I still do. I got like 3 of the same color. That's how much I love it. So go ahead and just get into any light pink that you want to go ahead and use as a transition shade, and blend that over a little bit higher than, or actually on your brow bone, should I say. Blend that all on your brow bone. It's kind of hard to show you guys in the same time while I'm blending and like applying my makeup and trying to show you guys in the same time, because it's like a bit of a distance away. But I don't like when the camera's like so close all the time either. I'm like, girl, it is too close in my face. Back the hell up. I'm not liking this. I need some personal space, please. Thank you, and have a lovely day. But I mean, at times, like, I need to zoom in so you guys can see what am I talking about, what am I doing, how does this look, are we on the same page here? Are you guys following along? Is this easy for you guys to keep up with? Am I being confusing? Am I just talking too much right now?
What is it?
I want to try to make it as easy as possible so you guys can follow along and do these looks as well, because it would be so brilliant to see you guys recreate the looks that I have done. I mean, I've seen a few, like once in a very, very great while, you guys create one of my looks, and I get so excited when I get a picture from one of you guys recreating one of my looks with my makeup on you guys. It looks so awesome. Like, I love the way that it looks because I created on my face just spontaneously out of just in that creative mode. And to see somebody recreate or even like what I've done and do it on themselves, take the time and effort to create the same piece on them, I get so excited. Like, I'm getting the chills because I honestly find it so heartwarming that people recreate the looks that I've done and show me and are also so proud that they've done that look of one of mine, or they find inspiration in me in what I'm doing or what I look like or whatever it is. So thank you guys, actually. Thank you, and I appreciate you guys recreating my looks. So with that being said, I feel like it's blended kind of. I'm not liking it. I want it to be bigger and bolder a little bit more, I think. And if pink isn't doing it, I'm going to just add another color because I think that's probably what it might be. That it's just one, not really solid color, but it's pretty much one solid color. And that's what I'm not liking right now. So I'm probably going to go ahead and throw on another color somewhere. I think. I'm not too sure. As of right now, I'm going to leave the pink as it is. I think I like it. I think it's bold enough, I think. So right now, I'm going to be stepping into that Riviera palette using the white to add into the corners of my eyes to make that area pop of white. Alright, and I'm also going to grab a little bit of that white and drag it down the center of my nose. Alright, so it should look something like this. Alright. So now I want to get into my brows, but in the same time, I kind of want to contour the fuck out of this face because it looks so flat. I kind of look like that lady from Beetlejuice, the receptionist that's dead.
I wish I knew then what I know now, and maybe then I wouldn't have had my little accident.
Alright, so now I'm putting the eyeshadows and all that stuff aside because I'm going to be leaving the eyeshadow for the most part as much that it is now. And we're going to be stepping into contouring the face. Making sure that that face is nice and sculpted and it doesn't look like a blue potato. It looks like a nice sculpted model-like face, maybe. So, okay, I do have a blue in here that I can play with because I was looking for a blue that I can use to contour this face, and the Fetish palette from Kat Von D has a blue in it. Let me go ahead and show you that. It's a dark blue, it's blue, it's blue. Let's see how that's gonna turn out. I love it. So it's a little difficult for me to try to speak while I'm doing my makeup in the same time because I've never really been that person to kind of like sit and talk, mostly because it takes me so long to do a face that I just kind of like sit there and get in the zone, play music, and kind of enjoy myself while I'm doing my makeup. So sitting in silence, talking-ish, and doing my makeup in the same time is kind of off-putting. It's kind of what I'm not used to, and I definitely want to try to force myself to get used to doing this a little bit more because it saves the editing that I have to do to post, because recording, cutting it up, then talking it over, and then making sure that I said everything correctly, and kind of like, or explaining myself right while I'm applying the makeup, it's just a lot of work. So if I'm just applying and speaking in the same time, it's kind of a little bit more easier. I don't know if the editing is going to be easier, if I'm going to make any sense. I mean, obviously I'm going to do my best. It's a little difficult because when I get into that creative process, I need like music going. I need to kind of, get myself in like a type of zone so I could like create a little bit easier and a little bit more better, and my thoughts can just kind of flow rather than sitting in silence with the only thing that's on is like the air conditioner, and that's kind of like not as appealing as I want it to be. By the way, I'm putting on the pink mascara underneath the bottom lash line. Lashes. But yeah, speaking, trying to let you guys get to know me a little bit is a little hard for me because it's, you know, it's just online and I'm not getting a response back like right away. So it's like me just blabbering away, and I've not been that person to just kind of like talk. I mean, I can-ish in person, but like it's okay. I don't know. This is just a little difficult for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and use They Are Real lashes from Benefit. Alright, so when it comes to lashes, I don't discriminate, I don't judge, I don't talk shit or anything of that matter. If they're lashes, I like them, I'll buy them and I'll wear them. I'm wearing these ones right now. I cut off the longer part because I don't need them to be touching my temples. When I'm wearing them, I need them to just be on. So I went and clipped off a little bit of the edges. I also sized it up on my eye, so now I'm going to be using some glue. Oh my god, I thought it said super glue for a second. It says star glue. That would be a mess. Super gluing some eyelashes on. So go ahead and grab a little bit of your glue, pour some out. I like to get like a tweezer tip, not to apply my lashes, but to actually apply the glue. So grab a little bit of your glue, just like this, and touch just the rim of your entire lash line. Alright, and I want to go and put a second layer of pink on the bottom. Alright, lips, I'm going to be using the MAC in Chestnut as always. I really like this color, mentioned it many times before. So go ahead and outline your lips. Alright, so once you have your lips outlined in whatever color you picked, you're going to want to go ahead and fill them. I don't know what color I want to play with yet, so that is... annoying. I don't know if I want to go with like a blue or if I want to go with a brown. Okay. Like a bluish color. Or like a purple maybe? Purple? Difficult. So difficult. Very difficult. Help me out, y'all. Or black? Black. Black it is. I mean, so looking at my face a little bit more, I see that, I mean, it looks really good. It looks good, but not good enough, not weird enough, not editorial enough, not enough to my liking. So I feel like I need to do something a little bit more to make it look a little bit better. And I had a few ideas of what I think I'm gonna do. So bear with me. We're gonna kind of, let's see what brush I want to use first. Alright, so what I'm thinking is bringing up the eyeshadow a little bit more right here. Maybe. What do you think? Do you think I should leave it like this? Or should I add a little bit more pink? My instincts tell me to add a little bit more pink for some reason. Let's do this. And I want it to be like a little bit of like a sad shape. Because I don't think I want to put on brows with this look. So I think that looks pretty awesome. I know I mentioned that this look would look good without any eyebrows, but I legit couldn't not do brows. I had to do brows. So I mean, I think it, I guess, looking alienish to looking now very pedestrian. Kind of. In a way, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. But the brows kind of, I feel like, tied it all together. So I want to go ahead and set my face now. The Dream Glowkit. That setting spray has an interesting taste. Highlighter. I might do ethereal and possibly put Snowflake Loose highlighter over it, but let me go ahead and see what ethereal looks like just by itself. I'm using A23 to add my highlight. So let's go ahead and see how that looks. So that didn't do shit. I'm gonna go ahead and try on this one. The Snowflake Loose Pigment. Alright, so I think that did something. Alright, so if you followed along, you pretty much have a blue face just like me. Alright, so this is the face that you just watched me create, that we actually created together. So hopefully you like it, and I'm sure I can see your blue face as well through the camera. So you look amazing as well. So good job for following along.